So you want to know exactly what is going on in the Vancouver real estate market, Greater Vancouver, the Lower Mainland, whatever you want to call it. Well, in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what is going on in 5 slides. This will not be your average generic market report with numbers that have no relevance to where you are buying or selling. We are going to jump into the specifics of each area with color-coded maps so that you can see what is actually going on. One thing I will tell you, depending on location, property type, and price range, the markets vary drastically city by city across the Lower Mainland, so stay tuned. Hey everybody, what's going on? Mark Parsons here with eXp Realty, deep in the heart of Greater Vancouver, and if you are someone that is interested in learning everything Vancouver, Canada, especially real estate related, make sure to click the subscribe button and the notification bell right next to that so you get notified every time we upload a brand new video about Vancouver and the surrounding areas here on the channel. Honestly, we get dozens and dozens of people reaching out about moving to or relocating to Vancouver or buying and selling within the Greater Vancouver area, and we absolutely love it. It's what we do on a daily basis. So if you're looking to move, relocate, or you just want to come hang out here, make sure to reach out. As well, you can find the links below to my free home buyer and home seller course to learn the best practices when buying or selling your next property. And if you're thinking of purchasing a pre-sale, don't even dare without first downloading my guide to understanding the pre-sale process in British Columbia, linked below. If you have any questions or comments, comment below. I respond to 100% of my YouTube comments. I will leave some links in the description, as well as our contact info and a link to book a Zoom call for a one-on-one at a time of your convenience, if that's your preference. Just know that we have your back and we want to take care of you, but if you don't reach out, we can't help. So without further ado, let me share my screen and walk you through these 5 slides so you will know exactly what is going on in the Vancouver real estate market. In this video, I'm going to give you the real estate market update of Greater Vancouver in 5 slides. I'm going to try and go through it fast because it's a lot to cover. This first slide here, we're going to be using as reference so that we can see how each of these individual areas compare to the Greater Vancouver average. What we're looking at on the screen here is how we measure if a market is in a buyer's market, a seller's market, if prices are going to go up or prices are going to go down. So what we have here, it's really just looking at the supply and demand. So it's looking back from January 2018 to September 2021 so that you can see some perspective on how the market has changed over the last few years. Each month in the blue, we've got inventory. This represents the supply. In the orange, we have sales. This represents the demand. And the ratio between the supply and demand is what gives us the absorption rate here in red, measured in the percentage on the right here, because that is how we determine if we're in a buyer's market, seller's market, balanced market, and if prices are likely to go up or down. So anytime this red line goes above the yellow here, means we've got less than 5 months of inventory and we are in a seller's market. Below the yellow line here means we have maybe 8 to 9 months or more of inventory, which would put us in a buyer's market. When the market stays above this line here for a sustained period of time, typically it'll only take a few months before we'll start to see prices rise. Below here is where we would see prices drop, and typically in the middle is a balanced market where prices would remain the same. However, Vancouver is a very unique market because during this time period here, where it was typically in a balanced market and prices should have remained stable, there were many areas where prices dropped 10 to 15%, but those losses have certainly been wiped out now by what we have seen just in the last year and a half alone. So let's get right into it, guys. So first, we're looking at Detached, the Detached market. This is the Lower Mainland. There's a Fraser River here. So you've got the Fraser Valley, Mission, Maple Ridge. I know the map doesn't look the best, but it's all the cities across the Lower Mainland. So what we're looking at is, are we in a buyer's market or a seller's market or balanced market? So the darker it is, the hotter it is. So this one here, Pitt Meadows, was off the map for September. The absorption rate was 110%. What that means, when it exceeds 100%, it means more homes sold in the month of September than they had on the market in October 1st. So if we look this at 110%, this is where it hits a seller's market. This is where Vancouver market overall was the hottest, and it was at 60%. Last month, Pitt Meadows was at 110%, somewhere up there. This is to give you guys some sort of context on these individual markets in comparison to the whole. Okay, so now anything in the red represents less than 2 months of inventory on the market, guys. When we have less than 2 months of inventory on the market, it is very, very tough for buyers, highly competitive. So we've got Port Moody, Mission, Maple Ridge, Langley, Abbotsford, Cloverdale, Surrey, Ladner. They all had less than 2 months on the market, or their absorption rate is ranging between, let's see here, between 50 and 89%. So, and everywhere in the middle. So ranging from 50, so up here, all the way up to about 90. So this is everything you see in the red here, not that dark red, but the red is much, much hotter than what the general average of the market. Depending on where you are, we're in different markets across the Lower Mainland. Okay, so in the orange here, which is Tawasin, North Delta, Coquitlam, and North Vancouver. And again, guys, this is for detached homes. In the orange, you have over 2 months of inventory, but still very, very strong markets. Absorption rate of 45%, 35%, 45, 39. So still very strong. North Van, Coquitlam, North Delta, Tawasin. That is looking in the range of around here up to there. So around what you're seeing the average, up to maybe around just below the 50% mark there. Things are moving very fast, still very tough for buyers. In the yellow, Burnaby, East Van, and Richmond. Now, these are in sellers markets, but nothing too crazy. I mean, Richmond is just at 21%, which is barely even into a seller's market. And then East Van and Burnaby are around the 30% mark, which is a firm seller's market, but nothing like these others. But the point I'm looking to make here, guys, is a difference between purchasing a detached home last month in New West, which was at 18%, or Pitt Meadows that was 110%. So if you were purchasing a New Westminster, you would have been below this line here in a balanced market, lots of breathing room for buyers. And if you were trying to make a purchase of a similar home in Pitt Meadows, obviously it would be a different price range, but the absorption rate is up at 110%, way, way up in the corner there. So just letting you guys know. And if you're out in West Side Vancouver or West Vancouver, they're actually in buyers markets at 10 and 12%. They are at or below this line here. So they're literally in buyers market. Buyers, of course, they're more expensive markets, but buyers would have a lot of choice. Sellers would not have much negotiating power in these markets as of September. So the point that I am making is whether you are in Burnaby at 29% or Pitt Meadows at 110%, Mission at 84%, Coquitlam at 35, Port Moody at 53. Every market is completely different. This happens from time to time. Often things move in unison, but this is not the case now. You need to understand the market that you're actually looking to buy or sell in. So with that said, now let's look annually at detached properties again and look at where prices are up. And again, I tried to color code it to make it easy, guys. The darkest maroon color here, which is actually pretty in unison with how strong the markets were as of last month, but this is year over year. Anything that is in this maroonish color is 30% or more price increase year over year. Mission, Pitt Meadows, Maple Ridge, Langley, Abbotsford, Cloverdale, Surrey, North Delta, Ladner, they all have over 30% appreciation year over year. Okay. Then when we get to the reds is going to be 20% prices up above, prices are up year over year in comparison from September 21 to September 2020. This is detached homes. And again, guys, it's different across the map. That's why it's very important to understand where you're looking to buy, what you're looking to buy, and what price range you're looking in, because you could be in completely different markets. You want to work with somebody who understands this, so you're going in with the best strategy, whether you're selling or buying. So anything in the red is over 20% appreciation, between 20 and 30% over the last year. That's Port Moody, Coquitlam, North Van, Tawasin. Then we get into the orange here. That is somewhere between 10 to 20% appreciation year over year. Richmond at 16%, East Side Vancouver, New Westminster 15, South Surrey 15. And again, this is detached homes, guys. We're going to get into attached. Port Coquitlam at 17%, West Vancouver at 12%, and then Burnaby here in the yellow was at 8% year over year price increase. Okay, let's keep going, guys. Now we're going to get into the attach. I try and go fast to make sure that these videos aren't too long, so I'm trying to cover a lot, but really give you a good context of what's happening across the Lower Mainland. So now we're looking at attached. So this is all condos and townhomes month over month. So this is just monthly. We're not looking at prices. We're looking at the absorption rate. Is it a buyer's market, a seller's market, a balanced market? As we had looked at the first graph there. So this is looking at September 2021. Anything. Now we're looking at attached. If you look when we got to, okay, so we're looking at attached here. Anything in the maroon is over 100%, meaning they have less than 1 month of inventory on the market. Cloverdale was at 165% for attached properties absorption rate. Ladner was at 112%. In those areas, prices are going up as I'm making this video based on those numbers. So 165%. Imagine this is at 4. This is a seller's market at 20. This is where the average market is at. This is the hottest. We had the Vancouver market as an average at 60, and Cloverdale was at 165% last month. Now, those are bananas numbers. They're going to come down. Anything over 100 is absolutely insane. So when we look at the reds here, these are ones that have less than 2 months of inventory on the market. So we've got North Van, Port Moody, Coquitlam, Port Coquitlam, Maple Ridge, Langley, Abbotsford, South Surrey, North Delta, Surrey, Tawasin. Less than 2 months of inventory on the market, guys. Prices are going up. There's no way around it. It's tough for buyers. So looking to buy condos and townhomes in these areas, going to be tons of competition, multiple offers left, right, and center. And it does vary, guys. So we got North Vancouver at 50%, Abbotsford at 70, South Surrey at 78 and 79. So between all those areas you see in the red, they're going to be somewhere between here, which is way above the market, up to a little bit above there. That's the range of the ones that are in the red here with less than 2 months of inventory on the market. So then we have the orange, which are still very strong markets, but they are more than 2 months of inventory on the market. So we got, actually I labeled Pitt Metals wrong. Pitt Metals should have been just like Cloverdale there with the maroon, because it's 113%. So it is through the moon. So try and dismiss that one. Sorry, guys. So in the orange here for more than 2 months of inventory on the market, which is still a very strong seller's market, but little more breathing room for buyers. We've got West Vancouver, Burnaby, East Side Vancouver, New West, Richmond. So these are between, say, well, let's see, between 39% and 45. So if we look at that, these are around here. This is around this area. Still very tough for buyers. Look how far above a seller's market we are. And then, where are we here? Yeah, attached. And then we have the yellows. Now, these are still in sellers markets because everything is in sellers markets, condos, townhomes across the entire board. With Detached, or just those couple markets that were in buyers markets. But so Mission at 32%, downtown Vancouver 27%, and Westside Vancouver at 30%. Still in sellers market, in favor of sellers, but they're not, they're not total bananas. They're just firmly in a seller's market. I mean, they're around the 30%. So if you look here, they're actually below where the market is there. But now let's look at prices year over year for attached condos and townhomes. Now, some of these numbers, like when I look at Mission and it says up 59%, whenever something is so this is looking at prices September 2020 versus September 2021. We pool numbers together. Whenever something is way out, we always want, especially on prices, we want to look and see if there's anomalies. Now, there is very much a chance that in September 2020, there was some very high price property selling that month, coincidentally, which brought up, or maybe, this month, because it's up, that has brought the averages up even more. So I don't want to lean on that number too heavily, but let's look at the others. Pitt Meadows up 23%. So what we are seeing here, what is clear is that prices year over year for condos and townhomes are up less than we would see if we looked back at the Detached. So Detached is a lot more red in terms of so this is Detached annual prices. If we look at it color coded, it's a lot redder and darker, which is representing a higher level of price increases. And then when we come down to, this is attached condos and townhomes. So in the red is above 20%. South Surrey at 26, Pitt Meadows 23. Then in the orange is between 10 and 20%. Cloverdale, Langley, Abbotsford, Westside, Vancouver. And then in the yellow is somewhere between 0 and 10%. So Maple Ridge, 6%, Coquitlam, 2%, Port Moody, 1%, Surrey 5%, 8%. So it varies, guys. It really does vary. So it's good to know. And again, we got Tawasin down there up 36% year over year. And if we look at this, guys, it's showing Port Coquitlam down 4%, New West down 1%, and Ladner down 7%. And Westside Vancouver, now this one fluctuates the most up and down because prices are you can get very much luxury, so it can throw the averages out. That says down 14%. These ones I would have to look in with a fine tooth comb, because I would be absolutely blown away if over the last year prices were down there. This is likely due to what I was saying, possible anomalies of many high-priced properties that pull an average up 1 month, because we're not looking at the whole year here. We're looking at September 2020 and September 2021, just those two side by side. So it's not perfect, but by the color coding, I'm sure you can see that it paints a picture, which is what we're looking. We're looking to get some context. Certainly, if things fall way out, what do they call those, outliers? And yes, we look a little closer. But with this, you can really get an idea. The main point that I'm looking to make here is, depending on the type of property, the location, or the price point, it's completely different markets, from extremely hot to the odd buyer's market and everything in the middle. So that's it, guys. Hopefully that gave you some insight. If you have any questions, if I can help out in any way, don't hesitate to reach out. Bye for now. Okay, guys, so that's going to do it for today's video. Now you have a clear bird's eye view of what is happening in the Vancouver real estate market across the Lower Mainland. For the time being, in general, sellers have an unsustainable advantage. For buyers, I know it's tough out there, but be persistent. Those who are buying now will certainly have a property that is worth more a year from now. If you're planning to sell your property, reach out and we can dive deep into the numbers in your area and show you what it takes to get a top dollar sale. If you don't reach out, we can't help. If you are somebody that is looking to move within the Greater Vancouver area or relocate from outside the area, I'm going to go ahead and leave all of our contact information in the description below, as well as a link to book a Zoom call at a time of your convenience. Send us an email, shoot us a text, give us a call, because if you are moving here to Vancouver or relocating within the Vancouver area, we have your back. We've got you covered, and we absolutely love doing it. It's what we do every single day, and it's what we're good at. And if you don't reach out, we can't help. So with all that being said, my name is Mark Parsons with eXp Realty. I'm from the Greater Vancouver area. If you have any questions at all, let us know in the comments below. I respond to 100% of the YouTube comments, and we will see you